to a grim start in year 2 as viewership craters. Damn. Unrivaled, the nascent 3-on-3 women's basketball league is off to a shaky start in its second year. The league, which has a slated goal of providing elite women's basketball players an alternative to...
Those numbers you just heard are not a typo. Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league that was supposed to revolutionize women's basketball, is bleeding viewers at a shocking pace. We're talking about drops of nearly 75% in certain time slots, falling from around 175,000 viewers on opening night to just 71,000 by the second weekend. And this isn't some low-budget experiment. This league is backed by TNT and features some of the biggest names in women's basketball. These aren't disappointing numbers, they're catastrophic. But here's why this story is bigger than ratings. This is a collision between 3 competing visions for the future of women's basketball. Unrivaled is trying to keep players stateside during the off-season. Project B is promising global tournaments and massive paydays. And the WNBA is now pushing for the most aggressive expansion plan in league history.
According to a report by Front Office Sports on Wednesday, Unrivaled's opening slate of games on January 5th averaged just 175,000 viewers across TNT and True TV. 2 additional games on opening day that only aired on True TV averaged 32,000 viewers. From there, the numbers have...
Let's put that into perspective. When asked about the ratings, Unrivaled CEO Alex Bazell told Front Office Sports that the league delivers the best product on the court. Meanwhile, social media tells a very different story. Clips everywhere show the mist and the breeze combining to shoot 1 for 26 from three-point range. Players tripping over each other. Awkward blooper moments. Microphones cutting out mid-game. This is year 2, the season that was supposed to prove the concept worked. Instead, Unrivaled is getting demolished by TGL, the made-for-TV golf league. Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy hitting golf balls indoors are pulling 3 to 4 times the audience of Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier playing basketball. That's not competition. That's humiliation.
Let's go to the part we all want to know. Quote, "We're building Unrivaled for the long game, and we're confident in our outlook, keeping in mind the same core principles and goals we set forth when establishing the league," Unrivaled CEO Alex Bazell told Front Office Sports. "We're proud of the product we're putting on the court each week and are going to continue growing our audience while showcasing the best women's basketball players in the world."
Now here's where the business reality turns brutal. Unrivaled has a 6-year media rights deal with TNT, but buried inside that contract is a major escape clause. TNT can opt out after 3 years if the league fails to gain traction. We're in year 2, and not only is traction missing, the league is actively sliding backward. And the timing couldn't be worse. Warner Bros. Discovery, TNT's parent company, is in the middle of a potential sale. Netflix and Paramount are both circling. And when new ownership steps in, they're going to look at every asset and ask one simple question: is this making money? Or is it bleeding money?
Dare I say. The breeze and the mist when it combined 1 for 26 from the 3-point line. I'm looking on Twitter and I'm seeing bloopers of these. They're still falling all over each other. We're still doing the mic and I don't know what's going on.
Here's what most people don't understand about Netflix. They love prestige projects. They love content that generates headlines, social conversation, and cultural relevance, even if raw viewership is modest. Unrivaled fits that profile perfectly. It's progressive, female-focused, and attached to recognizable names. Netflix would happily tuck this behind a paywall and market it as part of their sports expansion. Paramount, on the other hand, is in full cost-cutting mode. They're shedding expenses, not taking on vanity projects pulling 70,000 viewers. If Paramount wins the Warner Bros. Discovery bidding war, Unrivaled is likely finished. That opt-out clause gets triggered, and suddenly these players are scrambling to find another place to play in the offseason.
Paramount will probably get Unrivaled the bleep out of here. I gotta be honest. Paramount would most likely get Unrivaled the bleep out of here. Netflix, on the other hand, they'd probably like a a message like Unrivaled to be on their platform. I'm just being honest.
And that brings us to Project B, easily the most suspicious venture in professional sports right now. Back in December, they announced a few player signings. Then they went completely silent for weeks. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, they announced Tokyo tournament dates, March 26th through April 4th. No venue, no broadcast partner, no ticket information, just dates. The whole thing reeks of a money laundering operation disguised as a sports league. Ask yourself this: what legitimate league announces tournament dates before announcing basic operational details? Who promises elite athletes millions without showing they can actually run games?
Something tells me that Project B is not going to be getting the top players. Just, if there is a Project B, just something tells me the top, I don't know. It just reeks of scam to me. It reeks of, let me just wash some money off real quick. Just reeks of, let me just launder a couple, it just reeks to me. If it comes out into the real thing, I'll believe it. But as of right now, I'm taking everything Project B comes out with a grain of salt. Everything Project B announces, I'm taking with a grain of salt. So is it going to conflict with proposed start date? Yeah, I guess. Is there really going to be a Project B?
But let's assume for a moment that Project B is legitimate. Let's assume they truly plan to run tournaments and pay players. Even then, they have a massive problem. Those Tokyo dates directly conflict with the WNBA's proposed new calendar. According to sources familiar with current CBA negotiations, the WNBA wants to start training camp as early as mid-March and expand from 44 games to somewhere between 50 and 54 games. If you want to add that many games while reducing back-to-backs, the math is simple. You need more calendar space. Last season, training camp started April 27th, giving overseas players time to return. A mid-March start blows that entire model up.
Tokyo tournament stop will start March 26th and end April 4th. The 5-on-5 league is planning a global series of tournaments in Europe, Asia, and the Americas. It's likely that the Tokyo stop will be one of the league's last before players return to the WNBA. Let me say this actually as a side note. Let's say there is a Project B. Nothing would make me happier than the WNBA owner saying, oh yeah, you're in Project B, you can't come over here late. You can play in Project B, but you're going to be here for this.
This is where WNBA ownership needs to draw a hard line. If you choose to play in Project B, that's your decision. But you don't get to stroll into WNBA training camp 3 weeks late because your Tokyo tournament ran long. You wait, just like every other overseas player always has. The WNBA already has a grace period system. If your international season overlaps, you can join later, but there are consequences. You miss games. You lose practice time. You don't get special treatment just because you're a star.
The league and WNBA Players Association are currently in a stalemate in discussions for a new collective bargaining agreement. The union is still waiting for a response to a proposal they submitted close to Christmas, according to sources familiar with negotiations. Oh, the union is still waiting for a response to a proposal they submitted.
Now, let's talk about what the players are actually asking for in these CBA negotiations. The WNBA Players Association submitted its proposal just before Christmas. They're demanding a $10.5 million salary cap and roughly 30% of league gross revenue. Those are massive increases. And look, players deserve more money. That's not the debate. The issue is this: you can't demand NBA-level compensation while also demanding the freedom to skip the first month of the season to play inside leagues that may not even exist.
Proposal's loony. That proposal's not happening. Hey, maybe if I just don't answer this for long enough, maybe they'll just send something a little bit more serious. In that proposal, the players are seeking a $10.5 million salary cap and roughly 30% share of league gross revenue. According to sources familiar with negotiations, the WNBA is proposing an increase from 44 games between 50 to 54 games.
The owner's silence says everything. That proposal went in before Christmas, and now we're deep into January with no response. That's not careful negotiation. That's dismissal. The owners looked at it and said, This isn't serious. It's like offering $200 for a $10,000 car. You don't counter, you walk away. The longer this drags on, the more leverage the owners gain because the current CBA is expiring. And here's the reality. Unrivaled's collapse destroys player leverage. Project B's uncertainty destroys leverage. Overseas leagues' tightening budgets destroy leverage. When alternatives disappear, the WNBA becomes the only option, and the only option always holds the power.